all week. All of our local shows out here all in the Bear Sunroom Studios. I'm Bart, that's Chuck. And joining us this morning, our first toy drive guest this year.
Might be the tallest one ever.
Yeah, possibly.
John Henson of the Bucks.
Baron Corbin from Monday Night Raw. Baron Corbin.
Baron, great to have you on here. You're in town. Where were you guys last night?
Bloomington, Illinois.
Bloomington, Illinois. You're coming up for Monday Night Raw here at the first one ever at the Fiserv Forum. So how things been going for you? You know, you've been in the WWE for a while. You've been in the developmental, and what do you have coming up tonight at the Fiserv Forum for people?
Yeah, I mean, things have been good. I've come up through the developmental system. I came from the NFL, so I got a good opportunity coming in, and it's just been rocking and rolling ever since. Now I'm the acting general manager of Monday Night Raw. So tonight, I mean, you can expect a little bit of mayhem because I like to bend the rules, break the rules, abuse the rules, all those fun things. And it's a new arena. I think that brings a new energy for people when they come out and they're just part of a new feeling, and that pushes our superstars to take it to another level as well. Like when you get that crowd that's just a little bit rowdy, the guys get a little crazy too.
You've kind of taken your game to a whole nother level. I mean, you were you're still Baron Corbin, but you shaving the head,
Yeah,
kind of a little bit of just a change in the way that you were presented, and now obviously with the authority role that you have now, I think for you, I think this has been a great boon for your career. Obviously, you're in the spotlight now. You're on multiple segments of show. How did that come about, and was that something that you kind of were like, hey, I want to do this authority thing? Did you just show up to the arena one day and they're like, Baron, you're in charge of Raw now, so go with it?
No, I mean, it was kind of cool because it was a full transition. I wanted to cut my hair, so I've been talking to Vince. I was like, let's get rid of the hair. Let's just freshen things up a little bit. And he came up with the idea to kind of align with the family and work right hand to Stephanie. And you've seen what the family and the authority has kind of done with superstars. They had Seth Rollins for a little while, and he was world champion. And people who align themselves with the family tend to do pretty well. So when he offered me that opportunity, I was definitely going to take it. And then I don't think they had any idea how much I would just grab onto it and really take it and make it my own. And it's let me kind of just step out of the box and have a lot of fun. You see a lot of just big tough guys, and it's hard to connect. But now they're giving me an opportunity. Like you said, I'm on multiple segments. Sometimes you see me 8 times in a night. So it's.
I mean, Ronda Rousey wanted to go with you last week, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody wants to punch their boss in the face a little bit here and there, so that happens. But yeah, it's just been exciting, and it's really given me kind of just a fresh outlook to things and an opportunity just to, like I said, step outside the box and have some fun.
How was it working with the McMahons? Because Vince used to always say, "Don't cross the boss." Staying on their good side, so you're staying on their side.
Yeah, I mean, Vince is intimidating as a person because you see that he's just so creative and powerful at the same time. When he walks by, he has an aura about him that makes him very special, and I think that's why he's been so successful for such a long time. It is just that factor he has. Not a lot of people have that. When they walk into a room, you go, man, that guy, he's something truly special, and that is Vince. But he's still a man's man. He'll walk by and he'll cheap shot you when you're not looking, and he's there to have a good time and have fun. But yeah, you don't cross the box.
Your authority-ship, or at least your control that you have, is on the line. You got Braun Strowman coming up in a couple of weeks at TLC.
But if he makes it. I did shatter his elbow with some steel stairs.
He did.
He's having surgery. I don't know what his recovery time is, but hopefully he doesn't make it. Might be permanent.
That was brutal, dude. Braun Strowman is a fan favorite, as you know.
He's been on this show.
He's been on this show.
He has.
He fit in this room?
No. In our normal studios, like back in November, I want to say. Last year, was it?
Although this Northwoods motif is kind of good for Strowman.
I think Braun was here last spring.
Yeah,
he was here last spring because his dad's from just up the road here in the Milwaukee area. So what made you smash a guy's elbow, man?
Well, I mean, you've seen what he's done. He's thrown semis on people. He's pulled down scaffolding. I mean, he's done some pretty crazy things. So when you get a guy like that down, you got to take advantage of it and make sure he stays down.
And
I had a little help.
You did have a little help. Was Braun the one who got thrown in the garbage compactor? Was that Braun through Reigns?
I think
Boy, you got me on that one.
Threw Roman in there. I was on SmackDown at the time, but I think he threw Roman and he had him strapped to the stretcher and tossed him off the ledge.
So Braun's tried to kill people on the show, and he's cheered.
Murder.
Yeah.
And then Baron hurts Braun's elbow, and he's like the number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good guys, the faces, can try to murder,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they get cheered, and then he hurt his elbow, and now he's like the worst guy in the company.
Everybody and their mother's been calling for me to be fired on social media.
Now, as Mark was saying, you have the spot within the organization right now. How is there pressure to keep that spot because you want to stay healthy? Because if you don't stay healthy, you're in danger. So many guys over the years have lost their spot because of health. But you're in a good spot right now. Is there any pressure to keep that thing going and keep the storyline fresh?
I mean, there's always pressure because you want to be the best. If you don't want to be the best, I don't think you belong here. That's number one, and that's in any sport. In football, if you're getting lazy as an offensive lineman, you're gonna lose your job. You get hurt, you're gonna lose your job. It's the same thing. There's always pressure to be successful every night and to prove yourself, because the more you prove yourself, the more they put on your plate, the more things you get to do, the more opportunities you'll get. So I go out there every night like my job's on the line, so that's for sure. But it's a good pressure. I like pressure. That's how I've worked so well for so many years. If there's not something that's pushing you to be the best, then it's time to hang it out.
We're happy you're here today of all days because the Packers lost last night.
They did. Our Chiefs had the weekend off.
Okay, Chiefs guy,
Yeah.
not
Kansas
bad.
City
guys.
From Kansas City.
Right,
yeah.
not bad, not bad. I'm dressed up in Packer stuff today. I'm going with a different team every day as we're out here at the toy drive, but I'm, embarrassed to be wearing this stuff because
you look
the
like
team.
you lost a bet right now.
Yeah. Well, especially after last night. If I have this right, you played a game in Lambeau once. You
Yes,
played
I
with the
did.
Cardinals and the
Yeah.
Colts for a
Yeah.
while, back around 2010. Do you look back at that experience in the NFL? Does that affect you in any way in what you're doing today, or how do you look back at that experience? Positive, negative?
I look at a few things. I mean, you guys know sports like football. Like, it's a family going through college. Like, when I was in college football, it was a family. But then when you make that transition to the NFL, you start to learn that it's a little bit of a business. And I think that's helped me to be successful when you look at a career like WWE or NFL, that it is a little bit of a business. You can't worry about hurt people's feelings and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's what puts food on your table. And so I look back at all that as positive. And NFL taught a lot of things to me that have helped me in life. Just when you come in as a rookie, they offer all the rookie symposiums, and they have counselors come in, and financial people come in, and tax people, and all of those things. And you kind of just learn the lay of making some money and being successful with it and trying not to run out of it, as some guys do, unfortunately. But it gave me a lot of business experience, is what the NFL did. Not so much the game of football for me. I was in Indy for like 6 months, and I spent about 2.5 years in Arizona. So I learned a lot from a lot of guys. That's kind of what I take away from it, was learning the business of being in the spotlight, and that's helped me to be very successful with WWE.
How do you keep your body fresh? Because football, you have an off season. Wrestling, it's 12 months a year.
Yeah, it's difficult, I'm not gonna lie. But what takes the most toll on your body is not being in the ring. It's the airplanes, it's the different hotel bed every night, it's rental cars. I was supposed to be a 2.5-hour drive from Bloomington last night. It took me about 5 hours.
Yeah.
We rolled in about midnight and trying to get some rest. So it's very hard to take care of your body. But WWE does a good job of offering us massage therapies, massage therapists, ART guys. And they really take care of us to help us. But then we get 3 days off every week, almost every week, and you really got to take those days to rest, recover, and recoup.
Monday Night Raw at Pfizer Forum tonight. Show starts at 6:30. You can grab your tickets, Ticketmaster.com. They're as low as $15. Talking with Baron Corbin here, Chuck and Winkler on The Fan. Those 3 days off, are you able to go home? Because when I see your lifestyle, I mean, you're doing house shows, or you're doing Raw, then maybe they need you for SmackDown, or okay, now we got a show overseas, and you're all over the place. It almost seems like if you're a wrestler, getting hurt is good, because then you can get some time off, because you guys go every week. It's a new episode.
Yeah, it is. And when you do get banged up, you sometimes have to take a day, and that's tough for me. I don't like staying at home and not working when other guys are working. My wife loves it, and the animals love it when I'm home for more than 3 days. But yeah, tomorrow morning I fly back to Tampa, where it's nice and warm. It's not this, blizzard out here.
Yeah.
My blood is thin nowadays, living in the warm weather. But you do those long shows, and it becomes part of life. We did 20 days with a Europe tour not too long ago, and then when I leave next week, we go to Mexico City. Then we come back to the U.S., and then I go to South America. It's like an 11-day tour. So you just kind of start up and go.
What is, the thing about getting hurt part is these guys, like, one day you'll see them in the WWE, next thing they might be wrestling independent shows. There's a great independent show coming up in Friday night out here in Milwaukee on Waukesha, or Saturday. And some of those guys have been in the WWE before, but it's just, man, I think once you're up there, because there's only one WWE.
Yeah,
There's not all the territories.
Top, yeah.
There's no territories anymore. There's no AWA and no NWA. You guys are it. So once you're back to the Indies.
Yeah, and it is. You know, some guys have a hard road and they don't find success in WWE. But there are other things that they love what they do. They can still do it. You know, like I said, there's other shows, but you know, the goal is to stay healthy and stay on top, and it's tough, and that's why it's not for everybody. You know, I pulled my back last Saturday deadlifting. I had to get on a plane for 6 hours the very next day. When I was walking, like I was a hunchback and I could barely move. And you know, at Survivor Series Sunday, I just had to get warm so I could go. It's just one of those things where you got to push through it sometimes and know when you can go and when you can't.
When you get into the WWE, you were talking a little bit about the NFL before, how there were all these things provided for you guys. Is the WWE kind of like a, hey, good luck? Is it? I mean, they give you the tools, but it's also like, you know, you guys go out there and fight and see who gets the best crowd reaction, and we'll kind of see where to go off this. It seems to me like it's you know, something fell.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's scary. It seems to me like it's cutthroat, but if you get to the top and if you get in the position where you are right now, you've earned your way there, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some of that, but it used to be way more like that. But now Triple H, you know, Paul Levesque has created NXT, and NXT is something truly special. I think his original plan was he went through some NFL facilities to see how to build this developmental center and how to create these athletes and give them the best opportunity to succeed. And he did that. You know, the facility they created, it's got 7 rings, weight room, green room, and there's so many coaches that have been through it all. You know, I had Dusty Rhodes as a promo coach. Like, could you ask for anyone better? It's unbelievable. And then they have guys coming. I know Shawn Michaels is down there now working with town. So you have these coaches in place to help you succeed. And then they offer, I think they did take another page on Impact, they're offering like accounting help and helping people do it, because a lot of these guys, I would say like 80% of our talent, you know, comes from the independents. They've never had any kind of coaching to where if, you know, one day they're getting paid $50 for a show to now they make $10,000 for a show, if that's the case, how to handle that, how to handle the money, how to handle the social media, how to handle press, and then just being in public. You know, you're always under the public's eye now with cell phones. So, you know, Triple H has really created something special, and it felt like I was going from, you know, the NFL to the NFL because of the establishment he had built. And I think it's become so successful that now it's the third brand. You know, NXT is going all over the world and doing shows, and a lot of those guys are finding success when they come up. I mean, you look at a Shinsuke Nakamura, you look at a Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, myself. You know, I'm homegrown WWE, but these other guys, you know, come from other places. Finn comes from Japan, and same with Shin, and you know, they learn that WWE style, and they learn that, you know, at the PC. That's what it is, and it's awesome. So it's not so much it used to be where it's like, okay, hey, the camera's on, go, show us what you got, let's see what happens. You know, they give you all the tools to succeed, but then it is on you. When you come up, it is on you. It's on you to get reactions and maintain and, you know, have your body right and your mind right and all of those things. And so there is a ton of hard work that goes into it. So when you succeed, it makes it pretty sweet.
WWE wrestler Baron Corbin in town. He's in studio with us here today at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Baron, you got to be a good worker in the ring. That's the big part, but you also got to be good on the microphone. The days of having a manager do your talking for you, the Bobby the Brain Heenan days, those are done. You got to do your own talking. How has that been for you, and how do you develop that? You mentioned, you know, about Dusty Rhodes, who's one of the great guys on the stick. How did you develop your persona on the microphone?
You know, it's been a tough road for me, actually, because, you know, I've played sports. I boxed for, you know, 7 or 8 years in the NFL, all of those things. And so I would always be taught, don't show emotion, don't show anger, don't show frustration, don't let the guy know you're hurt or tired or anything like that. So my whole life I was taught not to show emotion, and then coming to WWE, that's what it's all about. You want to bring the kids in the front row or someone watching at home in and feel exactly what you're feeling. You want to take them for that ride. So for me, it took me a long time to come out of my shell. And I think the new role has really helped because they're kind of just giving me some freedom where I'm not getting a sheet of paper that says, hey, here's what you said.
Right.
Like, hey, man, this is where we're going. Like, let's get there. So I get to have some fun and play with it and kind of be in the moment, which I think has helped me tremendously.
Do you have any say in the creative part of it? Do they ever give you
some
input?
They're giving me a little bit, and that's what's cool. I think when you start to prove yourself and do exactly what you're asked to do, then they go, okay, here's a little bit for you, here's a little bit more for you, and that really makes it fun.
Check out Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, all those guys, Ronda Rousey, and more. Ticketmaster.com, Monday Night Raw at the Pfizer Forum tonight, 6:30. Show starts. We'd love to keep you because the moment that you leave, we're going to have to start talking Packers again, but
Right?
it is a green and gold
We're not in a
Monday,
rough
so
season.
Yeah.
we'll do that. Baron, appreciate it, man.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for
Thanks,
some time.
Todd. Thank you
Monday
very
Night Raw
much.
tonight. Chuck and Winkler back with more from our toy drive next on The Fan.